welcome to Retrobot, a YouTube channel.
Wait a minute.
Hello and welcome to Retrobot, a YouTube channel where we feed fiendish space robot a diet of pure ammonia. Today we are looking
Wait a minute,
at...
that's not what you're supposed to say.
Look, I'm Clay. No! No! Look, I
It's not working. It's not working. It's not working. It's not working. Okay, hold on. We're doing this, darn it. But it's not working. We're going to do the thing. I know, it's a black screen. We're doing the thing now.
Hello and welcome to Retrobot, a YouTube channel where we feed fiendish space robot a diet of pure ammonia. Today we are looking
Wait a minute,
at...
that's not what you're supposed to say.
Look, I'm Clay. No! No! Look, Stop! Tell all
Okay,
we're broken.
we're not doing this. We're not doing
Tell
this.
all we're broken. It's a catchphrase.
We're not.
You boob.
Okay, that was a big mistake on top of other big mistakes, but let's never do that again! And welcome to Retrobot! It's April 1st, and no, we are not going to do elaborate pranks. It's just...
YouTube apparently already did an elaborate prank on you. Software didn't work.
It's oh my gosh, it's always something, isn't it? But nonetheless, welcome to Retrobot, the YouTube channel where we feed a friendly space robot a diet of pure nostalgia. No, not that. Not get that out of here. So, I'm Clay, and
I'm not. I'm Don.
And tonight, we are looking at some extremely rare toys from the vault. So exclusive, you are unlikely to find them anywhere else other than my house.
Hey, since these are really exclusive, I got you so you can handle them. You know, you don't want to...
Some gloves.
Some gloves,
You know,
gloves for you.
That's a good idea. Wait a minute.
There's one pair for you.
Wait a minute. There's 4 left gloves here.
Well, that's okay. 3 lefts make a right.
All right. Well, with the dad jokes out of the way. Nah, the dad jokes really aren't out of the way.
Nope.
The dad jokes will continue on. But let's go ahead and toast everyone in the chat. So, without any further ado, Joy takes the gold for being first in chat. So, a toast to Joy. A toast to Robus. A toast to Tie Guy. A toast to Angry Vikings. A toast to Nathan Fillion. A toast to Connie Fillion. A toast to Lyric and Cadence Fillion. That's 1. And that's 2. See, you still get a toast apiece. A toast to Hope! Hi, Hope! A toast and a happy birthday to Michael! And a toast to Setoyami! Of course, a toast to you, Don. A toast to you, Retro Buddy!
I got some ammonia here.
No, we're not giving him ammonia.
He'll love it.
You do not feed Retrobot ammonia.
He'll love it.
Toast. And of course, last but not least, a toast to the one, the only, the lovely Monica. All right, so that's toast, and we're going to do stuff. Tonight's word is... I took the ibuprofen, but doing this, I've got a sore neck. And so if you see me suddenly wince with pain, then it's this right here, this spot, like right in here. But anyway, the word is that. So if I say fool, then I will drink. So and Michael toasts back. So before we go too far here, we do have a birthday. It was Mike's birthday this week. Michael Motorcycle! Big birthday for you! That's my worst Mike Lang, who's also named Michael. But his last name is not Motorcycle. I don't know what I'm doing. So, anyway, you ready? Oh, my ukulele birthday and a bucket of cake. My ukulele birthday and a bucket of cake. Oh, my ukulele birthday and a bucket of cake. My ukulele birthday and a bucket of cake. And a bucket of cake. And a bucket of cake. Oh, my ukulele birthday and a bucket of cake. My ukulele birthday and a bucket of cake. Happy birthday, Michael Motorcycle! I just enjoy saying that. So, okay, Mike, I need you to get really close to your computer screen, and all right, now make sure that you have the firewall down on your browser, because this won't work if the firewall is up. All right, so there we go. Ready? Oh, good job! All right, well, Michael gets his wish. All right, now I'm going to just feed this into the internet. There we go. Okay, it's going. All right, now, download that. You'll probably need to download a PDF viewer or something like that. We got a couple. We got a couple here for us. I'm taking the lemon.
Okay, I'm taking what has been purported to possibly be. It smells fruity. Could be raspberry. I don't know.
All right,
it is worrisome.
So, it does smell lemony. So, all right. Let's try this out here.
All right.
Rob says that the stream seems to be louder than normal. I can fix that. I'm gonna fit that with the. Okay, check. Check. How? All right, we'll have to wait for several seconds to get a response. But Rob, how does that sound? I turned the volume on the mic down a little bit, so hopefully that's a little bit.
It is right there. I mean, you can even see it in the screen.
Wow, a little better. I'll go a little bit more. Don't eat the mic. Okay, so check. That seems to be in the green and just touching the yellow. So, okay, Ty got. Okay, Rob says that's much better. All right, good. See, that's the kind of dedication that you get here at Retrobot, where we make adjustments on the fly for you and your both audio and video pleasure.
I don't think they do a lot for video because they still have to see your face.
Yeah, I'm working on that. There's not a lot I can do about that. I'm not really working on it. That was a lie. That was an April Fool. an April Fool because it's you know. Oh, that's like cola and lemon cake. Oh, that's pretty revolting. Oh my gosh! All right,
That's
so
why I let you pick the lemon.
oh, woo. I don't think that the strawberry would have been better, honestly. I don't think
Wasn't that bad.
So anyway, we are looking at some really super rare exclusives. Bam! Look at that collection of completely exclusive stuff. And let's go ahead and move some of these guys out of the way so that we can focus in on what we want to talk about first. And we'll just move that. We'll move this guy out of the way. Here, we'll move him down. Oh, we'll hit the camera. No, don't. What's why?
Till all are broken.
Till the camera's broken.
Till the studio is broken.
We haven't built the studio yet. All right, there we go. So,
It's a catchphrase, you know.
that's what I keep hearing. And we'll take Wonder Bread He-Man and move him out of the way. Yeah, there we go. And we'll take that guy and move him over there.
He looks
and
delicious.
and he's not food. He's not food. So, all right, let's take a look here. And we have. Do I have my little triangular shaped rampy thing down there? I'm looking for the triangular, the cardboard rampy thing.
You got this.
No. Okay, wait. We've got stuff.
I mean, there's stuff that I know what he's
there
talking
it is.
about, but I don't see
See,
it.
I have one of these. It's one of these. So here, we can move that.
He asked,
And then-
he asked the guy who's got a 50% BMI on him to squat down there and check. Yeah, right.
All
Not
right.
gonna happen.
This is a super rare retool of Transformers Universe Sunstorm,
That was
which
Armada.
well, it was based off of an Armada mold, but they did a
Oh, that's right. That's right. It's based off the Armada mold, but it can't. Yeah.
Yes.
Some of that stuff bled over to Universe. That's
Yeah,
right.
the Universe mold was packaged with 4 mini cons, and then this is a very rare retool. This was the 2003 Riviera Maya regional exclusive Armada Sunstorm, which is a remold of Transformers Armada Thrust. And you can see that that he was done with a gold motif. This is sort of inspired by a couple things. There was the Electrum episode of Transformers, so you see a lot of just solid gold.
The whole Electrum thing. You know, let Beachcomber finds a lake of Electrum, and then everybody destroys it.
Yes,
And laughs about it.
Yes, and the happy ending is that they destroyed. Actually, it didn't have a happy ending. You know, it's him looking at the wasteland that was this beautiful oasis, and he's like, "We won." And it's like, oh, as a small child, I suddenly feel I feel bad about watching all of them shooting at each other. I didn't feel that bad, but anyway, it was probably one of the better episodes of the series. It actually had a message.
Beachcomber was my second Transformer.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Slag was my first one, and Beachcomber was my second.
Okay, you know what? Of the mini bots, he was, the mini cars, he was probably one of the best ones. So anyway, so the other inspiration, I believe, behind this one, not that I have inside knowledge on the creation of this.
Oh, no, of course not.
no, it's a remold. It's an exclusive from the Riviera Maya regional exclusive Comic-Con from... Anyway, is that around the same time, Dreamwave Comics had their Transformers series, and they had Sunstorm as like a godlike character when he was introduced. And the way they drew him, he looked gold. You know, he looked like he might supposed to be like electrum plated. I never picked up that he was supposed to be yellow from that, and I suspect that when they did this version, they didn't either. We're going with it, okay? Just so that you know, we're sticking with this story, and we've got good stories for this live stream. So you can see that
with that good story, does not Timpani Tim Kangaroo is here?
Oh, Timpani Tim Kangaroo. That's a great story. So, Tim Kangaroo, welcome. A toast to you, Tim Kangaroo. And so, all right, so we have Sunstorm here, and he's got a little bit of a modified jet mode from the original Armada mold that he was based off of. You can see, strangely, the manufacturing on this one is a little bit rough in places. You know, like it looks like they might have manufactured it with hot glue in places. So, don't eat that. Don't eat that. Don't.
Yeah.
Don't eat.
There's visible glue syndrome there.
So anyway.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's a new one for you. Visible glue syndrome.
So, nonetheless, we do have some of the features here. We've got landing gear in the front. We've also got landing gear on the wheels. Just little wheels here. Some pretty obvious robot kibble on the underside. Some slightly noticeable manufactured hot glue and paperclip. Things were crazy in 2003. So, let's go ahead and let's transform him. So, to transform him, we are going to take the tail end, and it's going to fold backwards like that. And we've got the air intakes at the front that become the robot's legs, and they are going to splay out from the underside, and then we can kind of rotate around the thighs. He's got little thighs here, so you see that. And then we can give the legs a twist so that they face forward, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side here, and then bring that around and twist that. He's got little flip out feet, so flippy outy feet. There we go. And then you put in the landing gear there, and you take the whole nose piece, and that is going to fold up this way. And at the same time, we're going to take the nose cone, fold it back, and then we have the cockpit on a little linkage right here that can do a thing. So this whole assembly is going to kind of tuck in between these two seeker chest halves. And just to get things out of the way, I'm going to move the arms down, and while I rotate them, I'm going to rotate the weapons so that they're not held in place by the wings. The wings are also on a linkage, so you can kind of pull them back and give his elbows some room. And now we can finish pushing everything together here, and just pushing this together. Let's see, wait here. Gotta kind of finagle it. There's a little bit of finagling. Oh wait, there. I think I got it. I think I got it. I think. And
might be the hot glue.
Let's just try and ignore the hot glue. So, oh wait here. See, there's a. Okay, that chest piece was. That linkage piece was giving me a little bit of fits, but there we go, and we'll get it. Rob says he looks like he might have a little die-cast construction. It's a lost art. And he does, amazingly enough, unlike the mold, the thrust mold that he was based off of, this one does have some die-cast metal. Which is amazing that they would have put that into the toy, but they did, because let's face it, Transformers Universe Thrust didn't. It was he didn't have hands. For one thing, he did not. He did not have hands. But you know who does have hands? Just as I happen to be talking about this, you know who has hands?
Who?
It's Colleen! Welcome, Colleen! A toast to Colleen! And a toast to your hands. Do you have some gloves?
Yeah, I do have some gloves for you.
We have some gloves
for you.
Wait, there's...
Nation Starscream. This is bad comedy.
You know what? It only gets better. Hey, Colleen, see, there's 4... Oh, wait, Dawn, there's 4 left gloves there.
That's okay. 3 lefts make it right.
These are the jokes, folks. These are the jokes. So, anyway, there we have Sunstorm in his robot mode. Let's go ahead and put him in front of the other camera so that you can see him in all of his glory. If I can actually get him... Okay, I gotta move the ramp thing. So, alright. Can he stand? Can he stand? He might. He's strangely top heavy because,
of that die-cast metal?
Because of that die-cast metal. That's actually, thank you.
Art. You're welcome.
Thank you. That's...
Cupcake and cola.
Wow. Okay, this is... Keeping it classy, folks. All right. So, so there we have Sunstorm in his robot mode, featuring a lot of gold deco. So we've got some Gen 1 looking seeker bits on him, and that just gives him a little bit more of a classic Gen 1-y feel. I feel like in 2003, the homage thing was not nearly what it is today.
Oh, right. Did they modify the head from the original thrust? I don't remember what the toy looked like.
The toy looked exactly like that. That is...
Well, just because what's funny is the animation model the animation in the cartoon, Thrust had a nose cone point for a head in Armada.
Really?
Yeah, because they even made jokes about it.
Huh.
Because they refer to him as Squid Head.
Well,
and he didn't like it. And the toy doesn't do that at all.
Well, it does have a nose cone here. I mean...
But no, pointed straight up.
You could do this. You could certainly do that. Like, there we go. Boy, it really seems like he's top heavy. Doesn't he seem top heavy to you?
Oh, hey. So,
John Cena asks, does this very real toy have problems with gold plastic syndrome? Also, big fan of the channel Clay. Oh, John Cena! Holy crap, I'm a big fan of Peacemaker. So a toast to John Cena. Actually, I'm also a fan of John Cena from Bumblebee. Like, he was great.
Yeah,
so,
what's funny is I'm a fan of most of the stuff that Cena's work's done, except his wrestling career. And it's not that I just got out of wrestling. I mean, I'm not saying he was bad in it. It's just I quit caring.
To be honest, I didn't know until recently that he was a wrestler. I only knew him from Bumblebee and from Peacemaker and from Suicide Squad, and he can play the piano. Like that scene, well, you haven't got, okay, don't ruin it for Dawn. He hasn't gotten through Peacemaker yet, but in one of the later episodes, you actually get to see John Cena playing the piano, and it's really him. Is... that's not him sitting in front of a piano and there's music coming out and he's just moving his hands. That is really him playing.
We haven't answered the question.
This toy does not seem to have, this very real toy, it does not seem to have any problems with gold plastic syndrome. It has a few problems with paint scrapes syndrome. Strangely enough, it seems like he was manufactured at the very real business factory with spray paint. so, yeah.
There he is. Was that original?
Okay. Originally, this. Let's see. I think that originally. Can you find a picture of original Armada Thrust, so that we can?
Because I think the turbine was always there.
I feel like it was. It might have been a removable part. I'm trying to remember.
Was that the Minicon port?
Definitely not.
Come on, I don't understand what would be wrong with that being a Minicon.
You know what? Only if his name was Fallish Zero. So, and you can figure that out yourself. So yeah, that's the guy. Okay, wait, no. All right, so here. Let's
no,
take
it looks like there is a Minicon port there, my friend.
Okay, so let's do this. There we go. Yeah, look at that. Oh, I have to read the comment. Rob says, very interesting turbine placement. I'm sorry, I was responding to the comment, and I had not actually read it yet.
I thought you read it too.
So, yeah, so he's got his guns on his legs. His cockpit is on his butt.
So they do so in the original toy, the head thing is up as a all cone. And
you know what? I mean, this version does do that. So, you look at that, and we can certainly just do that, and then give him the cone head if that's important. It was not important to the manufacturer.
Yeah. Now, admittedly, they gave this one fists, which, as you saw of the original Thrust.
Yeah. That's another thing. So notice that that toy didn't actually have hands of any kind.
Well,
and I feel like that would be a real disability.
In the cartoon, they drew his hands as the little tubes that are around there. They each one were individual little fingers, but his hands looked weird.
Okay, well, that's so. Yeah, that is Sunstorm, and Riviera Maya. I feel like Riviera Maya was very lucky to get such a unique and distinctive exclusive.
Well, especially because they went to the trouble of avoiding the gold plastic syndrome with spray paint.
I believe now. See, let me smell that. That feels like it might have been manufactured using a Rust-Oleum process. So yeah, please.
Yeah, that's Rust-Oleum.
You know what? You can just set that down there. Thank you. On the floor, right back there.
Here, kitty.
So
chew on that.
All right, so that was 2003's Sunstorm, highly sought after figure, really, really hard to find on the secondary market. But yeah, let's go ahead and move onward to another exclusive, and this one is one that is near and dear to my heart. If I can get him to stand up, so
he's getting less near to your heart because you're putting him further away from you. I gotta feel for time while you're fiddling with him, blame him.
He's a little bit back heavy, so there we go.
Again, blame him.
Right,
I have to fill the time.
We'll get him to squat.
Any suffering is all his fault, not mine.
And we'll do.
Yeah, he's in an action ready to lunge pose there.
Yes, that is there we go. All right, we've got him, and there he is. So this is the 2006 Iacon 1 convention exclusive Gen 3 Megatron. So for those of you who may remember way back in the days, early in this century, Megatron was suffering an identity crisis. Beast Wars Megatron had originally been conceived as just another version of the Megatron that we all grew up with in Generation 1. But then when they made the Beast Wars show, it was revealed that Optimus Primal and Megatron were not Optimus Prime and Megatron from Gen 1. They were different characters who, for whatever reasons, had the same names as or at least similar names to the Gen 1 counterparts. And through the evolution of the series, they both started looking further and further away from the Gen 1 versions, which was fine because they weren't the same people. But when Optimus Prime was reimagined for Armada, he went back to looking pretty much like Optimus Prime. The Armada Prime had a grill for a chest instead of windows, but I still felt like he embodied very classic Primeness.
He was a truck, not a monkey. So,
he was a truck, not a monkey. He had a muzzle instead of a mouth. He had visible pipes. He had cool body dynamics. But Megatron was a problem.
Well, Megatron goes back to the fact that the classic Megatron was a handgun, and that has pretty much become a no. Cannot do.
And I think that there were a lot of things that played into that. Like, for instance, when Prime was killed off in Transformers the movie, he was replaced by a different guy. Rodimus was never intended to be Optimus Prime. But Megatron turned into Galvatron. So supposedly same guy, very different body. Different face, different head. He had a big cannon, and that's where the similarities would end. And then you have Beast Wars where he's different. And so and then you get Robots in Disguise where they're using Six Changer Megatron, which looks a lot like a version of the Beast Wars character because it was another Beast character that it was a design that had been intended if the Beast era had continued, which it did not.
I forget if he was actually called Megatron in the actual Japanese. I think
I think they called him Gigatron.
Right. I think he had a different name. So, and again, you get into we're using Megatron, and yeah, are you gonna adjust that?
So, we got a message from my finger that says that the image is a little dim. I'm going to increase the exposure, and that should make that better.
So you're going to increase Megatron's exposure. He's going to expose himself.
You know what? That might be a little bit too bright. That's a little bit washed out. Okay, there we go. So Megatron, we get to Armada. Megatron looks nothing like Megatron. And even though he's a green tank, he doesn't even look like Gen 2 Megatron, which personally I always liked that body.
Right. Well, but you look when you get to the Armada thing. You look at there's a lot of times where you are using names for copyright. The characters have nothing to do. Very rarely did they have anything to do with their original counterparts.
But in this case, they were getting back to the formula of Megatron versus Optimus Prime. They were, Armada was the first series where we went back to robots that turn into vehicles fighting other robots that turn into vehicles. It had some beast characters, but it was usually like cybernetic looking beasts, very, very rare to get an actual like Beast era Transformer out of the Armada series. So Gen 3 Megatron is sort of, he is based off of a mold of a character that actually wasn't even a Transformer. Well, sorta. He is a remold of a Walmart Transformer, but it wasn't a Transformer. It was a Walmart robot toy that that copied a lot of its design cues from Armada Megatron, but it was not a Hasbro or Takara product. It was built to a different scale, and it was actually a KB Toys figure that must have then gotten acquired by Walmart, and yeah, I remember seeing him in KB Toys, but I also remember seeing him in Walmart. But anyway, so Gen 3 Megatron represents a Gen 1 Megatron embodiment with Armada Megatron body style and Gen 1 color scheme. It looks like the finish, instead of using electroplating, which is the normal manufacturing process of the era, apparently for some reason this version wasn't made with that, almost as if whoever made this couldn't electroplate. I mean, whatever manufacturer couldn't electroplate. Instead, it appears as though they used an adhesive metal foil to press into all the crevices, and then also used silver touch-up paint. But more importantly, and you might think, hey, I don't know jack about putting silver on a Megatron toy, but I'll tell you what I do know, Jack. I know that Osaka Jack is here. Did you see that segue? That was subtle. It was subtle. A toast to Osaka Jack. So yeah, this is a heavy retool of that KB exclusive, and it's got some transform enhancements. There aren't any pictures of that KB exclusive, are there? We're going to find out if there are any, but I'm going to go ahead and start the process of transform. Well, first I'm going to show off the robot mode a little bit more. So, unlike the original Gen 1 Megatron or Gen 2 Megatron, this one has pretty much full articulation. We have a moving head. We've got a shoulder joint that comes out. We've also got shoulders that move up and down. We've got a swivel at the forearm and an elbow that bends. We've got hands that even though they're kind of stiff, they can swivel. They also even have opening and closing fingers. And let's go ahead and we're going to show this. So that is the KB exclusive toy, which this is kind of based off of. And then we've got a swivel at the waist. So we've got swivel at the waist. We've got full thigh articulation. We've got knee joints. We've got a swivel at the lower leg, and we've got feet that don't stay up at all. So that those just do that because that's.
Well, you know, it's a what year did this what
2006.
I mean, come on, it's it's approaching 20 years.
The turret also has an elevating gun and a twist, which enables you to kind of do a thing here where if you want to do an under the arm cannon like that, you can do that with this toy, which is, that's pretty cool. Osaka Jack says, okay, what an intro. Your YouTube Kung Fu lives on. Why, thank you, Osaka Jack. And may I say, Kung Fu to you, too. I don't know what that was supposed to mean.
Fu lives.
Oh, no! Fu lives! Osaka Jack! I've been betrayed! A toast to Osaka Jack. And since I, said the thing.
Yes, a couple times.
Several times.
I already got ahead of you because.
Oh! Kung Fu. Yeah, that's well done.
I like that Osaka Jack
sir.
is like telling me not to say anything since I read the chat. I'm not warning him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let the fool walk into it.
Oh! So, there we go. Thank you for that little bit of music. Alright, so the transform on this guy is pretty obvious. It's very similar to the Armada Megatron's transform. You have the ridiculously oversized shoulders, which at first, when I first saw Armada Megatron, I did not like it, but it kind of grew on me. Just, you know, the absurdity, I kind of dig it. You open up the little doors, you put the arms up in. The arms go up ins there. So there, and then we have arm that goes up ins there. And then we have, there's this chest piece that was not on the original KB mold. And that just pushes out this way. And then it does a rotate thing. So it's going to fold up. Just like that. There we go.
Admittedly, it doesn't have the head sticking in the middle of the treads syndrome that
exactly.
Oh, let's see what's the construction on that piece seems to be a little substandard.
You know, some of the manufacturing methods of these toys seem very atypical. I will agree with you that there are some atypical construction methods for an exclusive Transformers toy absolutely manufactured by Hasbro.
Still has visible head syndrome.
But we can do this.
Turn it, the old turn it around.
You know what? I'm okay with that. That there's no more robot face. No more robot face.
Now we got robot backhead.
We have robot backhead, but that is not robot face. So there we go. So then we have the legs here, and they do a thing. So we're gonna do the thing.
So while you're doing that, Osaka Jack says, "Dude, the shoulders like." Dude has shoulders like a woman's business suit from the 80s. I've been thinking the same thing the whole time. I'm like, this is total 80s women's power lunch shoulders.
That, you know what?
You know.
Yeah, if Megatron were a woman in an 80s corporate drama, then like he would be able to
he'd just walk in the room and win.
He'd be like vice president of whatever
absolutely.
the company. So you do the legs pretty much the same way, just kind of getting them to do the splits and giving them a twist and locking them up, and then the turret just goes down, and then we have and these things. The feet just kind of flip down here, and if you're lucky, they stay. If you're lucky, they stay in there. And then we have a tank. We have and I think this is a good tank. This to me is a good tank. Oh, there's a gun too. Wait here. I have to put the gun in. So, he's got a gun that can plug into the top. Let's go ahead and show that on the other camera. And let me adjust the camera so that you can get a good view of what is happening here. And so we got that. And then we click this. Whoa.
Wrong one.
Oh, wait. Blip. There we go. So, there we go. We've got a rotating turret. We've got pretty nicely detailed treads down here. Yeah, the molded in detail on the treads is actually really cool on this toy. The back end is filled in. It seems like there's a little bit of fitment issues with these two panels here, which, almost look like some of it was hand built, but of course it was. That must be molding errors.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
molding errors.
Well, I'm sure. I think that con had some trouble, so there was some last minute things, and
there must have been some assembly issues. There's always issues with manufacturing. So pretty substantial tank mode, and this was at a time when we didn't have 1001 versions of Megatron as a tank. So,
Oh man, you don't happen to have any of the current Siege Megatron in transformed in tank mode around?
no, I have one in robot mode on the shelf.
Yeah,
but...
well, because he reminds me very much of what eventually we get now.
in some ways,
Like 16 years later.
so
it's very, it's like they finally come back around to it.
So what they've done recently is they've really worked hard to capture the likeness of the original Transformers Gen 1 Megatron robot mode, and they turn that into a tank. I personally really liked the body design they came up with for Transformers Generation 2 Megatron. I love that big, massive chest and the shoulder cannon.
You like the tank boobs.
I like the tank boobs. I like the
I
tread
could have
boobs.
gone alliterative with that, but I figured that was a bit too crude.
But, and so, it seems like the tank modes that they have done have suffered in varying ways because of their dedication to trying to get that flat-chested Megatron. But and so I would say that even though this Megatron is much older, I still like it. And if you can find these, they're really rare on
Especially
eBay.
since
Really rare.
the Gen 3 continuity is like so obscure.
Right. I mean,
Nobody did comics for it.
No, and good
was
luck
ba-
trying to find an episode. It's almost like any episode that existed was only in my imagination. Here, just put that on the floor. So, all right, so let's let's see. Moving.
Foil.
Moving. Hey, Christy is here! Oh my gosh, Christy! Hey! Everybody say hi to Christy. I know Christy from work. Oh, so a toast to Christy.
I do not know Christy.
Christy is awesome, and she
sure
solves she solves my problems. Like she is one of there's a select number of people that when I'm working on stuff and I have problems, I can go to get solutions to those problems rather than being the person that has to provide the solutions because Christy is smarter than I am. So that's yeah. Don's just nodding like, yeah, that checks out.
I'm thinking she doesn't solve all your problems because
She solves my Christy problems.
she solves your Christy problems. That may be true. I'm just thinking there's one big problem that hasn't been solved.
All
yet.
right, so
We don't want to talk about that here.
So we've got this next one is the 2006 Library Pennsylvania Comic-Con Rainmaker 2-pack. So of course these days having Rainmaker characters like Sunstorm and Acid Storm are people are used to that. We've been there, we've done that, and that's a common thing. But in 2006, not so much. And so these are a couple. Let me turn down the exposure just a bit because Ice Storm. This is Ice Storm and Meteor Storm,
Which still don't get much coverage even to today, because now you get Sunstorm, you get Acid Storm.
right. But these two have been pretty much forgotten about. I mean, it's almost as though they never existed. Huh. But yeah, so based off of the Transformers Generations Seeker mold, these are straight up repaints. There's really no new molding done, and you can see. Yeah, yes, repaints. That's what you call a remanufactured toy in different colors. You could call that a repaint. you know, I mean, it's not literal paint.
So
Anyway, yeah, so you can see
and they're turning their backs on that statement.
So let's go ahead and let's take a closer look here. I guess at Ice Storm, since Meteor Storm is gonna just take a break. Hey, camera.
Nope.
Camera, you're
Nope.
there. We go. And I'm gonna turn down the exposure one more click so that we can really get in. So Ice Storm is featuring a kind of a monochromatic color scheme made up of varying blues, teals, and silvers. Just, you know, grays, silver, blue, darker blue, a lot of stuff like that, and kind of a blue wash, which really brings out the mold detail in the legs and the wings and everything. And this one, I think it's really cool. Obviously, my guess is that he probably has ice powers. You know, the name is Ice Storm.
They didn't give you a bio with the con, or you didn't get the packaging that came with the con. Because obviously the packaging would have had the bios.
You know, you would certainly think. I don't remember there being any packaging for these.
You said it was a 2-pack.
It was a 2-pack. I lost it.
Well, yeah, that happens in moving.
So yes, I lost it. So there we have Ice Storm, and we're gonna go ahead and transform him. Pretty much it's the exact same process from all of the Generations Seekers, where you remove the arm cannons, you flip in the fists to the side here, you take the tails and point them backwards. There, like that. Point them up and back. You flip down the little wings in the back. You flip up the feet. Just like that. You're going to take the whole body and you're just going to pull the back shoulders backwards. There's a lot of back in this. A lot of back. And you can take the little nose cone, close it over his face, and then pull the whole thing forward like this. And I always liked this. This is a cool maneuver. This nose cone being on this linkage here and just pulling out like that, going straight up and then swiveling around. And then there's this little notch right here that's just going to lock in to a little rectangular space right there. And that's going to align everything and it's going to click nicely into place. Yeah, nice click. Now you take the arms, put them down by the sides, and then fold the shoulders in, close up the body, flip the wings down like this, and push the legs up, sliding everything forward, and then you can take your weapons right here and you can stick them underneath the wings.
So,
and so there.
Can you put the jet on the other camera so they can?
I sure can. Let me.
Because I think people should really take a look at that effect that they paint effect. Is it plastic or did they go to the trouble of paint? I mean, because that wash effect is really really prevalent. You know, you've got almost.
I think that is a like some kind of a paint effect. It must have been tampographed or something like that.
Back in 2006.
They were doing tampographed Decepticon logos.
True.
So yeah,
because that's a.
But it almost. I'll say this. It almost looks sort of like somebody used model paints made a wash
yeah.
with thinner, and then just kind of went over it and then rubbed off all the excess so that the darker paint would just stay in the cracks and everything. You know, that's just sort of what the
Asaka
effect
Jack
looks like to
had
me.
mentioned that with Ice Storm and Meteor Storm, if they continued and made a brownish colored one.
Okay,
and on that, Grayscale is here.
Grayscale is here.
Grayscale walked into that one.
A toast to Grayscale and a toast to Osaka Jack for Shitstorm, the Brown Seeker, which, you know, I do have an extra Starscream.
Somehow I think that and Starscream. I mean, that Seeker should be Starscream's toady.
Yeah, we actually did get a third-party little tiny mini-con that looked like Megatron, except it was done in brown and gray, called Brown King.
Brown King, yeah,
Brown
I
King.
remember that. That's the one where he literally broke in my hands, transforming.
That's right.
And then when you went to show him on stream, the other side broke.
Till all are broken.
It's a catchphrase.
It's not a catchphrase. It might be a catchphrase. It might be a catchphrase at this point. So anyway, yeah, that's
It's a fact of your toys.
that is Ice Storm. I like Ice Storm. You know, I love this mold, and this is one of those molds that I will buy again and again and again. And I have bought again and again and again.
Yes.
I've bought every Hasbro version of this mold. Some a couple of times because they ended up doing better versions, and then you know, I don't know what happened to the original versions. Like, there was that first generation Starscream that had that kind of ugly orangish red deco with the weird looking triangle pattern on his wings, and somehow I don't seem to have that anymore, but I do seem to have Ice Storm. It's weird. It's weird. Ty Guy says it's not a catchphrase, it's a warning. You know what? A toast to Ty Guy for truth.
He's not fooling.
Not fooling. Toast to Ty Guy. All right, let's take a look at Meteor Storm. Since we do have two of these guys, let's just move that right there, and we'll see if we can get him to stand up straight. Maybe we got Meteor Storm here. He's got a nice, you know, he is ostentatious. His color is ostentatious. I mean, lots of gold detail on top of black and burgundy. And, you know, I feel like this guy would be the guy to go to a primitive planet and declare himself God.
As opposed to Sunstorm that you had on earlier.
Right, that believed. See, here's the thing. Sunstorm seemed to believe himself to be a god, whereas Meteor Storm knows that he's not God. He's just willing to try and sell himself as a god. That, you know, that's the difference. He would be sitting on a stone throne and letting Neanderthals bring him fruit and stuff like that. So
Asaka Jack says, you know why that Transformer is a little fatter than the others?
Because he's Meteor Storm. Meaty. He's meaty. Okay. A toast to Osaka Jack. This, just so that you know, everyone in the chat, this is why I need you so much, because you guys are way cleverer than I am. So don't stop coming. That's all I'm gonna say. Just don't stop coming. So anyway, we've got Meteor Storm, and again, same mold, nothing new here except for a lot of paint detail. Yeah, a lot more detail than you normally get in any of those classics Transformers.
Yeah, I'm imagining that the paint detail on both of these had to be made these exclusives very expensive, because that looks like a lot of time consuming to do all that paint detail.
I feel
for
like
manufacturing. I feel like
you know what? I agree with you. I feel like that probably did add a lot of manufacturing time to those. So I'm going to turn them into a jet. I'm not going to talk you through it because I just talked you through it before. Like you could rewind the live stream and be like, oh yeah, he's folding in the arms and doing stuff and folding in the feet and.
Would rewinding the live stream count as more views?
I think that if you rewind it and then you continue, then you watch from that point, watch the stuff over, and then continue watching the rest of it, it might not count as another view, but it probably counts as more watch time. And,
okay, then definitely rewind it then.
So
do what he said, just go do, and then come back.
So Christy says, definitely tuning in next week. We won't be here next week. Oh, Christy, tune in the week after that. Since it's coming up, we are taking next week off because I am still attempting to finish the new studio. We have made a lot of progress. And Monica's saying possibly the next 2 weeks off.
Say goodbye to all of this, kind of.
Yeah, it's going to be different. It's going to be visually very different, but the goal is that we're going to have more space. We are going to be able to better showcase larger toys, and hopefully now we will have a proper setup for doing board games and things of that nature. Maybe even be able to do more video game type content that right now is very, very difficult because we're just not set up for it. So... and
here snug.
And just so that you know, when we do come back, whether it's in 2 weeks or 3, which hasn't been determined at this point, but keep an eye on our Discord and probably our Twitter. We will let you know when we're coming back. But when we come back, courtesy of thank you Osaka Jack, we're doing Godzilla. It's going to be a rompin', stompin' Godzilla live stream. So, that's the plan.
Oh, too shiny. Can't see it.
What? Oh, yeah.
He's up there, but he's awful shiny.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a glare on it, but yeah. So that's what's coming. I'm being very, very careful since this is
the oil are broken.
We're not breaking it. So here we go. We've got Meteor Storm in his jet mode, and once again, even in jet mode, lots of detail on the wings, and just lots of gold stripes everywhere. I mean, this guy, he's going for it. He's going for it, and let me just put this on the other camera so that you can see him in all of his glory. And if the camera will focus in on it, I think that we're going to turn the exposure back up so that we can get a little bit brighter. Yeah, there we go.
Good luck on you getting any brighter.
What do you think? That or that? What do you think? That? Okay, so there we go. It's... I like this one. And it's kind of a unique look for a Seeker done in the Gen 1 style, but it helps when you've got such a good mold to start out with. And the thing that I've always liked about this mold is that the robot modes look good. The vehicle modes look really good. The detail is nice. The posability of the figures is nice. The transform is pretty smooth, and there's some uniqueness to it, but at the same time it's not so convoluted that it's really hard to that you don't want to pick them up and play with the toy. I sometimes don't want to pick up and play with the toy because I'm afraid of, do the thing. So I'm going to just leave those right down there. And we've got another exclusive Seeker.
This is a real heavy remold of that same Seeker mold, is it not?
It is. It is based off of that same generation's Seeker mold, but this one is done. I feel like every classic Transformers fan has wanted to see this at some point or another because of the history of Transformers and G.I. Joe running concurrently and being kind of brother-sister toy lines. Now, this is the exclusive from Small Sad Toy Shop. This is the Decepticon Cobra Viper from 2007. So there he is. Let's click that down a notch just to get some of that glare down. I think I'm going to change the camera angle a little bit too. So there we go. Yeah, there we go. Once again, kind of an ostentatious deco on him. I mean, the pops of red are kind of striking. They really kind of jump out at me. I would be interested to see what this guy looks like with a pair of 3D glasses. Nonetheless, you can see that he's got some different jet bits on him and some different weapons on his arms, which have to do with the vehicle mode. And yeah, you can see the rest of the robot mode is exactly what you'd expect from the Generation Seeker, with the same articulation at the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, the legs, the knees, the head. So yeah, this is Viper. Now, they did do a repaint of Power Glide as a Cobra Rattler. Mm-hmm. And he was named Viper. This is a similar concept, except I feel like if you're gonna make a Cobra Rattler as a Decepticon, it has to be a Seeker.
Absolutely.
I mean, it has to be that Seeker body style. No offense, Power Glide. Even though Power Glide is obvious because he turned into that style of plane, it's got to turn into a Seeker. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to transform this. Once again, we're going to flip up the feet. We don't really have to do anything with the tail wings. They're just fused in their position, so you don't have to move them. We are going to take off the double-barreled cannon from one arm.
Now, well, I'm just mentioning one thing in the comments is that Ty Guy was talking about the color matching on the labels that are on the wings. It looked much worse on the camera than it does. The light was really. I mean, admittedly, there's
some difference, but
it looks better in person. The light, for some reason, made it look. Because I was looking on the screen and going, "Oh yeah, that's horrid," and I looked there, I'm like, "It's not as bad." It's nothing. It's nothing as. I mean, you think of what Hasbro has done with like Sunstreaker or Ironhide. I mean, it's nothing you don't get in modern toys.
So yeah, there's color matching is always a little bit tricky. It is interesting that it seems like the Cobra Decepticon symbols are a sticker rather than tampograph. That's an interesting manufacturing choice.
At least it wasn't one of the foil stickers.
That's true. Everything's better than the foil stickers. Those foil stickers, oh my god, they're terrible. So anyway, we're going to flip. Now here's, this is something that I almost forgot. This is a feature of this toy. Let me go back over here to the camera and see if we can get it to focus in. So let's do that. Come on, camera, you can do it. There we go. So we have the head right there. Okay, and oh, come on, camera. There. It got it. So you see the head there. You can actually close the cockpit over the face, and the visor covers the face as a protective shield, or you can flip it up as kind of a battle mask. So that's just an extra feature that was built into this that was not part of the original design.
Because people liked cone heads, and because they're wrong.
It's not a cone head, it's a battle mask. So battle mask.
You can have a cone head if you want.
But anyway, or you just close this as part of the transform, and then do the rest of the transform as normal, where you pull that forward, pull this up, rotate the cockpit around, flip in the shoulders just like that, close the body, put the legs together, rotate the wings around, and I'm going to be really careful because I feel like this linkage is not necessarily the strongest in the world.
Well, it's 15-year-old late linkage, so
So there we go. And then we do that. So that's like that, if the camera will do it. There we go. And so you see the that is the vehicle mode. Now let's go ahead and put the weapons on. I was going to say, now
wait, you may be thinking, hey, it's missing something.
It is not. So we take the gun that on the Cobra Rattler was, kind of the Gatling gun under the nose cone. And
the other gun.
You have the other gun, which was a place where a figure could sit in the G.I. Joe toy.
And shoot Wild Weasel in the back of the head. So we have the Cobra Rattler, but here's the other thing that's neat about this mold. It is designed to do that. So you still have the vertical takeoff ability of the Cobra Rattler as it was shown in the original cartoon and in the original toy. It doesn't do it both at the same time like the original toy did. You have to do it with your hands, but it still has that play feature. And you didn't have to do it with your hands in the original toy.
Well, you would do one, and then the other would do it with it. They were tandem, da-dum-dum. So John Bon Jovi says, "Wow, Clay, this looks great. It totally rocks. Awesome. I feel like I've been living on a prayer all this time, and now I'm sorry. I that was the first thing that came to my head. This is thank you, John Bon Jovi. Let's see. Wait. What? I'm trying to think of my guilty pleasure John Bon Jovi song. It's like Frankie said, did it my way. It's My Life. Yes. See, It's My Life. I don't know how I'm working that into the conversation. I got nothing. So anyway, let's show the Cobra Rattler on the better camera here. Because we've got a better camera, we should use it. So there we go. And we'll zoom in a bit so that you can really see all the Cobra Rattlerness. Obviously, there's some liberties taken with the jet design.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a an F-15 turned into a
A10 Warlock.
Yes. And so I'm just going to point this out. Notice what the designers did in the back here, because in the Warthog, it tapers and gets skinnier at the back, but an F-15 has the dual engines, so they just painted this black. They colored it black on the side so that it sort of pretends that it's skinnier, and you just ignore that. You just ignore that. Honestly, though, I still like it. I still think that it's cool. I would have loved to have seen this toy go into actual, real manufacture. And so this is okay. This is just, I'm gonna rant for a moment, just for a moment. At this point, Hasbro has been picking the corpse of Gen 1 clean. I mean, those bones are near white. The only thing that I feel like I've been denied at this point is a proper Combiner Wars style version of Monstructor. That's the only thing that I want to see. That, they're still coming up with new versions of Optimus Prime and Megatron and everybody, and that's fine, but to fulfill my nostalgia need, I want to see a version of Monstructor that's cool, because the original
have they done
one,
all the throttle bots.
who cares about the throttle bot?
Well, we're talking about they've picked it clean. I'm trying to think, what haven't they touched?
They've done all sorts of, and there are so many MicroMasters in the end that it seems like there were dozens upon dozens of different MicroMasters, and they had the ones that were made up of 2 vehicles, and they've revisited some of that, but they're not characters that I think anybody even remembers, because that was the point at which there was no show. The comic book was soon to expire and couldn't keep up with the glut of new characters that kept being added. So it wasn't anybody that had a story or a personality that people were attached to, and it was in the waning days where the Gen 1 line was really coming to a close. But what I've always wanted to see is a G.I. Joe Transformers crossover line where they do G.I. Joe figures as minifigs with Transformer partners that turn into G.I. Joe and Cobra vehicles with passenger compartments that can handle the minifigs. I mean, this stuff is, like, this writes itself. It's essentially this, except with a cockpit that a guy can go in. I realize they'd have to do some stuff, probably have the cockpit, like, actually it would open up the whole plane and you put the minifig inside, but still, they could do, if the Scout class from Power of the Primes, was it Power of the Primes, or was it, no, the Scout class from Titans Returns.
Titans Returns, yes.
It was Titans Returns, because the Scout class toys all transformed in ways that created a passenger compartment for the minifigs.
That's right,
and those toys were only this big. They were little, but they could all hold a minifig inside.
Because the little headmasters could all ride in there.
Right. And they usually didn't have a dedicated passenger compartment. What they usually did was they just made them in such a way that when they transformed, there was a space in there that was readily available and fit one of those minifigs. So don't tell me that they can't make a line of deluxe toys that are versions of Cobra vehicles that minifigs could ride in. Don't try and tell me that, because it will be a lie. A lie.
Really what you're hoping for is the Brawn with CoverGirl toy, so you can actually see how they had a kid to begin with.
I don't want to see that.
Because that's canon comic book stuff.
I know. I know. I don't need... Okay, I do want a Brawn with a CoverGirl minifig. Admittedly, I do. But I really don't. I don't want to know the mechanics. The mechanics of how that reproduction would work. Nope. Nope. Let's just take that mental image.
But of course, we are getting
delete. It's gone.
Megatron as a hiss tank.
Absolutely. Megatron as a hiss tank. You know, obviously, Skyfire's a Sky Striker. You know, Seekers as Rattlers. What would Optimus Prime be?
Night Raven. Because someone in the comments they talked about there was Thundercracker and Skywarp became Rattlers and Starscream became a Night Raven.
You know, in Machine Wars, which I believe was a KB exclusive line, they did do a version. They did do a Night Raven style vehicle, if I remember correctly. That was Starscream. Now it didn't look anything like Starscream, but oh, and so here, take a look at this. This is what Monica's suggesting Optimus Prime would be. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, APC. Look at that.
That pretty much is Legacy
Bulkhead.
Bulkhead, only
Except
square in the front.
yeah, Bulkhead.
I never
is
liked the APC.
You know,
as a toy.
I could actually wait.
Because really though.
Did G.I. Joe have a missile truck? Did the Joes have a missile truck?
Well, you had the Wolverine, which was a tank tread thing with missile pods, and then you had the towable missile system.
I feel like they could do like a tractor trailer missile truck for Optimus Prime. You know, but anyway, so yeah. Hey Hasbro, yo, hello, Hasbro. You make G.I. Joe Transformers crossover. Minifigs. G.I. Joe characters.
No, make Transformers that are scaled to the 3 3/4 inch figures. HasLabs.
I can't afford that.
There you go, Hasbro. Your next HasLab project.
Yeah, we'll get one. There. Okay, so there we go. Let's look at that. So
that's an old that's a GI Joe. Look at
that is old GI Joe. Look at that. Okay, yeah, that's what Optimus Prime transforms into. Okay. So, yeah, rocket truck.
With the flags and everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, all right. So, that is Viper, the way that he should be.
The Viper.
That's right. That's what I said. That hurt my neck.
That hurt a lot of places, not just your neck.
So, this next one is one that is near and dear to my heart because it was part of the relief effort for a local disaster here in Pittsburgh, the 2008 Millvale, Pennsylvania flood relief telethon commemorative transformer Cykill. Here he is. Look at that. This is a recolor of Transformers animated oil slick, done with some remolding and of course a brand new color scheme. I feel like this is a great mold to use for Cykill. It's it's badass.
Yeah, didn't Oil Slick have the kind of domed head to begin with?
He did. He had a domed head. I love the spike motif on the vehicle and on the robot. And Cykill's character was kind of a bit of a brute. You know, you could see him as kind of a brawler. And Oil Slick here looks like the kind of vehicle that Cykill should turn into. Even though it's not, it's a nice interpretation. So I really like this color scheme. We can also put Wonder Bread He-Man on him. And there we go. So Wonder Bread He-Man, he can ride on Psykill, and he doesn't even have to hold the handlebars because handlebars are for sissies. So yeah, look at that. That is the team up that we've all been waiting for. Oh, so Christy says, I want a breakdown of the Ornithopter from Dune from Clay. I know it's not a Transformers, but I think you could work it in anyway. Well, you know, Christy, through the miracles of video web stuff, we just happen to have a model of the Ornithopter from Dune right here. So this was from the most recent Dune, which was actually pretty good. Yeah, like it was good. A little bit slow, but not as slow as the original. I mean, that is now I know that I may be stepping on some sacred territory for some people right now, but let's be honest, you're allowed to love original Dune. I think that we all have kind of an affection for that original movie, but I'm not sure it would be fair to say it was good.
I mean, come on, you have Patrick Stewart gunning people down while holding a pug.
And you know, what else do you want?
Epic music blaring.
And what else do you want?
I cannot hate the movie for that.
And you know, you got sandworms, and conceptually it was great. It just, it had a lot of internal monologuing. You know, a lot of, oh, yes, this is the thing that I saw 3 scenes ago. And this is the poison tooth. I could break it right now and kill everyone.
Tooth. Look at Dean Stock's mouth. Tooth. Ah, the tooth.
The tooth. Don't eat the camera. Oh, but nonetheless, the new movie was enjoyable. You know, like, it wasn't my favorite movie, but it was good.
Well,
it was good.
I only got half the movie.
And you only get half the movie, which, you know, for everything that they're trying to do with that, I'm okay with. I am perfectly okay with that. It was, you know, because there's a lot. And anything that you cut out, you know that fans like us are going to be like, they cut out my favorite part. Why did they take out that part? I wanted to see that part done good. So anyway, we've got the Ornithopter. It's fascinating. I want this to be real. The wings kind of come out and do like a thing, and it flies around like a big mechanical mosquito.
Dragonfly.
Like a big mechanical dragonfly.
Because it has 4 wings like a dragonfly.
It does.
So I would imagine it's supposed to fly like... does it have 6? Or no, it has 8. There's 4 on a side.
It's got a lot of wings. It's got a lot of wings. And the important thing is that they move like this.
That's great. Honestly, I hate that thing. I don't think it would work.
I feel like this thing is...
It feels so impractical. I feel like there should be something that works easier.
You know what? I feel like this is just as plausible as real helicopters. So,
again, I just,
think about that. It's a ball with a spinning vortex on top of it and one stick sticking out of one side with a little blender on it, and that for some reason flies. I feel like this thing is not really science fiction. It's just waiting to be science fact. Okay, you know what? Rich guy, Tesla, what's his name?
Elon Musk?
Elon Musk, okay. Elon Musk, I've got mixed feelings about you because sometimes you do things that are cool and sometimes you do things that are really douchey. So here's your chance to do something really cool. Build one of these and make it work. I want you to ride in it.
He will build it and it will be cool. but he'll do something douchey with it.
that seems to be the pattern.
That's his pattern. I mean, come on, look at. He builds a rocket into space. He shoots a car with an astronaut suit in it. Why? Heavy Metal. Homage to the opening of Heavy Metal.
You know what? I'll give him that one. Jessica Cheery is here. A toast to Jessica Cheery. All right, so we were looking at Cykill, and Cykill is here. He is here, and he's a motorcycle, and he's based off of the mold for Transformers animated Oil Slick. It's unusual to see anything done from the Transformers animated line because the toys were so cartoony in proportion and in form. They
animated.
They didn't really lend themselves towards repainting, but this is one of those rare occasions where the style really works for this character. And the GoBots cartoon was awful, but it was very, very cartoony as well. So I think that's one of the reasons why it works.
And Gen 1 Transformers was...
You know what? In comparison, Gen 1 Transformers cartoon was Oscar award-winning material as compared to the GoBots cartoon. I mean, I have gone back and I have watched Gen 1 episodes, and there's some that are good, there's some that are bad.
I know you're loving Bot.
Bot's not my least favorite.
No.
Bot is not my least favorite.
No, I'm betting it's one of the Devastator ones.
It's easily one of the Devastator ones. I feel like the one where
they tear Optimus Prime apart and they turn him into a gator.
Well, you know what? There's certain affection for that one just because I think that the one where the triple changers take over the Decepticons.
Yeah, so
that one's
Blitzwing.
That one's bad.
Blitzwing captures like a football coach.
Yeah.
To be his military, and then Astro Train makes an army of trains because
he's a train. And apparently,
Rob S mentions Carnage and C minor from. Well, we're talking. First of all, when we're talking cartoon, we're only really referring to seasons 1 and 2.
Oh, I'm not. I'm not.
Oh, if you put
Carnage and C minor is awful. Oh, that may be the worst episode. Oh, then there's the Carbamia episode that's really I feel dirty watching that episode. That's the episode that caused Casey Kasem to quit. And then they unceremoniously killed Teletran 1 because Casey Kasem was the voice.
Now, when you think about it, they killed Teletran 1 in the 5 Faces of Darkness. But the episode he got jacked about is until later.
Well, it hadn't been released yet.
Well, they had to do them all together, but it's just kind of like... Although that's one where I forget which mini-bot gets stepped on by Tripticon and he's just a head in the ground.
I'm guessing Tailgate, just because Tailgate's always in a hole.
No, it's the repainted Tailgate.
Tailgate was a repaint.
Oh, Tailgate. No.
He was the white wind charger.
No, it's the white, the repainted Gears.
Swerve.
Swerve's the one who gets stomped on.
So anyway, let's go ahead and transform this guy. Because we got to do it sometime, right? So you're going to bend the bottom of the motorcycle down. That's the robot's knees. And then you're just going to kind of stand him up. Just like that. And then he's got legs. And then the feet pivot right here. And there's some toe pipes. He's got toe pipes. So you can rotate the foot around there like that. And then you split up the arms, and I really like the 4-wheeled motorcycle of they could have done wheel halves and just had it, but I like the 4-wheel design. I think that it's cool and distinctive, and it's something that they're revisiting with the new RC toy in Legacy. So that's going to be cool. Oh wait, is it no, it's Studio Series RC. She's a 4-wheeled motorcycle.
Oh yeah. The
Studio. It's Studio Series.
The Bumblebee movie.
Bumblebee movie RC.
They're doing too many studio series and too many RCs this time around.
So we've got he's got claws, which is cool, and you just they're kind of rubbery. You grab them. Let's see if I can grab them. I gotta grab them. There we go. Well, okay. So you fold that out, and then you got a thumb claw here, and so look at that. Look at that. That is a cool looking hand. I mean, that is a hand to be feared. Imagine a giant robot coming at you with these razor sharp steel fingernails. He's like Freddy Krueger. No, you know what? He's like Wolverine. He's like Wolverine, except if Wolverine didn't actually have fingers, he only had blades for hands.
And he went around saying bub.
And he went around saying bub.
He's awful. It's more accurate for Hugh Jackman Wolverine because he's kind of tall. Original right. Wolverine was short.
Yeah, he was a short guy. They should get the guy that played Rorschach from The Watchmen to be the Wolverine. He would be great.
He'd be fine like that.
He'd be fine like this. So anyway, the shoulders are on this double jointed linkage, actually triple jointed, because there's a ball joint here, there's another joint there, and then there's the joint there, and it just folds up and collapses against the side of the body. Same thing on this side, and then here, yeah, let me get that to go there, maybe. It's not okay. There we go. And then we've got a door in the back, and that's where the head is. And you can see that there was some just creative retooling on the head. It's actually pretty much the original oil slick head, except with just some cutting away done on the dome. Let's get that in front of the other camera so that you can really look
While
at
you're
this
doing
guy.
that, Osaka Jack says that those are some Lady Deathstrike-like claws, because, yeah, she had just big, long fingernail things, so...
Oh, yeah, you're right. Very good. Toast Osaka Jack. Wait, here. We got to toast Osaka Jack.
Osaka Jack, you smell funny. Oh, wait, you said toast, not rose. See, that's what happens when he lets me do things.
I shouldn't let him do
shouldn't
things.
let me do
I
things.
should not let you do things. Is the term "let you do things" like do I have that much control?
Well, you did suggest it. I probably wouldn't have done it on my own.
Okay, I guess. So, all right, let's go ahead and press some buttons here and take a look. There he is. I'm going to turn down the exposure again because we can do that. And there, he's not quite as washed out. But yeah, so...
Well, it was the flood relief.
Yeah,
out.
Pennsylvania Millvale flood relief cycle.
A comedy about tragedies.
Oh gosh, you know what? I feel like it's been long enough. So yeah, I feel like this one works. This one really works. I mean, there's a lot of these that I feel personally attached to for some reason that I can't imagine what it is.
Almost as if they were labors of love.
Almost as if they were labors of love. Almost as if I spent hours and hours of my own time painstakingly sculpting these things, cutting them, gluing them, and painting them myself. But anyway, so we've got here. I'm gonna kind of adjust the camera angle so you can see the face better. Yeah, we're gonna go down low. How low can you go? How low can you go? And so you can get he's got a gold and silver face motif to kind of go back to that Hanna-Barbera cartoon likeness where he always had 5 o'clock shadow. Which, I mean, good or bad, it's memorable. It's distinctive.
It is.
And so, yeah, we've got that. Also, okay, so we've got... Let's go ahead and...
So Rob had asked could we get a comparison.
We sure can, because we've got original animated oil slick right here. And it's funny that that this exclusive of Psykill It seems like they just removed the ram skull and didn't put anything else in its place. Almost like at some point they intended to in the design, and then it was released without it being finished.
Well, a relief effort thing, obviously. They
were on a time crunch. Yeah, there were people with water in their basement, and they needed money to get the water out. Anyway, so yeah, let's finish turning him into Oil Slick. Whoa!
All are broken.
Okay. Oh, wow. It is broken. Look at that. Son of a... Yeah.
Another one broken on camera.
Oh, man.
Oh, hell no.
Okay. Okay, I'll have to fix that. So now we know that
Till all are broken.
Now we know that the plastic at the joints can be delicate, but yeah. Okay, so let's just put these guys side by side here. And
Ty Guy says till all are broken. Remember, it's not just a catchphrase. It's a warning.
So yeah, I'll fix it. That's fine. I'm not worried. I can fix it. That's the downside with playing with toys that are like 30 years old. It's playing with plastic toys that are 30 years old. So anyway, here you can see the differences in the molding where, they both got the domed head. Psykill here has kind of the helmet taken out of the shape of the domed head. And then the head inside has been painted. The head on Oil Slick is also painted, but then it's put underneath this green translucent plastic. Also, there's been some remolding in the chest here, where we've got the classic Psykill 3 four-sided shapes. I mean, obviously, original Psykill just had 2 squares and a rectangle. He was very, very boxy. This version is much more swoopy with the animated style, but it still works. And then there was another piece added here at the bottom, just to add another little detail there. So that's
it's always good to have a little detail there.
It's good to have some detail there. You know what? The girl bots appreciate there being some detail there, but yeah, that is the 2 versions side by side. I personally really, really like this. Like this to me is, I mean, it might be one of my favorite toys. It's just a cool toy. It's fun. Every time I get it out, it just makes me happy. I really like the way that the colors look. I like the way that that the different paint deco works with the different textures on the mold. And I really like how the animated style enhances the look of a character that when he was shown in cartoon format, it was not terribly realistic.
I will say I find it interesting. Rotate it so you can see the inside of Psykill's palm there. So they didn't just mold the wheel out of black plastic. They opted to paint it. Obviously, a real rush job. Had to reuse some parts there.
So the wheel here is a separate part.
Oh, the wheel's a separate part.
Yeah,
okay.
It spins.
Well, I'm just,
and so,
since there's no green in anywhere else in this Transformer, it just seems very glaring.
There's some green inside here. There's some green inside the joints. An interesting cosmetic choice. I'm sure that it's an artistic choice.
I'm thinking this was such a rush job, they just had to use reuse some parts that were already molded.
Yeah, maybe they were using existing oil slick parts.
And that's probably why the ram skull isn't there in the first place. They didn't have time. It was really rushed. Because like you said, there was water in the basement.
Well, there's also, now, of course, this wasn't what they would have been thinking because, of course, he was manufactured this way. But if I were making one like this, then I would not paint those pieces because these are all heavy wear places where parts have to interact with each other, and if you had paint on them, the paint would get scuffed and scratched off, whereas in most of the rest of them, all of these places are places where paint scrapes are far less likely to happen.
But yeah,
of course, that's not an issue with this toy because it was manufactured.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, just as a side note, since we're talking about when I do stuff like this, I always am very mindful of where paint scrapes are likely to happen through playing with the toy, and that's why I usually opt not to try to paint toys a dramatically different color than their base color, because if it's something similar and I can just do some detail work or do something similar on top so that when paint scrapes happen, they're not super noticeable, that's ideal. So, anyway, yeah, that is Psykill, remold of Oil Slick. Very rare. And Oil Slicks that aren't broken are apparently very rare also. So we'll just set those aside, and let's take a look at something that's not that is not a transformer. Yeah, we're going to switch things up. We're going to take a look at Wondar the Barbarian. Wait here. Let me adjust the camera. I'll do this while you're not watching so that it doesn't give everybody vertigo. Here we go. So we've got Wondar the Barbarian. This is Wonder Bread Email Away Masters of the Universe Origins He-Man 2020. There he is. Wondar the Barbarian is historically was an exclusive version of He-Man available through, what was it, a mail order deal with Wonder Bread?
Yeah.
And
it's one of those things that, like, for a while, people were like, is it the Mandela effect? Did we believe it existed but never did? And but yeah, it existed.
It existed, and it was pretty much a He-Man figure with brown hair and different armor.
There's a Toy Galaxy episode on it.
I think I saw that, and it was good. So we've got all of the articulation of a modern Master of the Universe Origins figure with shoulders that move out and pivot up, elbows that bend, wrists that bend, swivel at the forearm. We've got waist articulation. We've got hip articulation and knee joints. So it's like all they're pretty much they're almost identical to the original Masters of the Universe figures in form and in likeness, except much more playable. Yeah, we've lost the spring-loaded punch action, but we have gained articulation. So that's really cool. And this is, you just had to, to clip, like, I think that you had to, like, clip out the proofs of purchases from Wonder Bread and then just email those to Mattel, and then you could get this figure. Now, they weren't accepting scans. That was the only thing. You did have to send the proofs of purchase through email. You couldn't just like scan them in and send pictures. They wanted the originals. So that was a little bit of a complication, and I think that's why many people never took advantage of this cool exclusive. But yeah, there he is, and he looks great. Yeah, and you know, I feel like if any of you still have proofs of purchases from Wonder Bread and you can email those to Mattel, you might still be able to snag one of those, because yeah, there's like a stockpile of them somewhere. You know, a lot of them went unclaimed. Yeah, sad, very sad. And Mark Lungo is here! On my mark, get set, Lungo! So, that is Wondar the Barbarian. Yeah. Wondar. See, it's because Wonder Bread. Wondar. Anyway, I'll give, don't put that in your mouth. Okay, so, next we have another of our Masters of the Universe Origins exclusives, because Masters of the Universe Origins are awesome. If I can get him to stand, maybe. There. All right. So, this is the Calistoda Comic-Con exclusive. Did I say that right? Calistoda Comic-Con exclusive. Masters of the Universe Origins Hercules from 2021. There he is. And of course, he's featuring all that same articulation that we saw with Wondar. And he is... we've got an original Hercules that we can compare him to. So...
And, you know, being a 2021 con, that was very, still fairly rare, because, you know,
yeah,
cons, a lot of cons were still, being, doing online only cons and things like that because of the pandemic and things like that. So yeah, we can see that this is a pretty good likeness of the original. Yeah, we got that sporty 80s sweatband. He's got a really stylish lock on his chains, and they're just gonna take a nap together. They're like, okay, you know what? I'm tired. I'm gonna take a nap. I'm gonna take a nap right now. And so here we'll maybe we can get him to hold himself up with his staff. Hey, dude, you got a stick. Use your stick. Don't you want to use your stick? He doesn't. So now he's an old man and he needs.
You know what? Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
I'm an '83 Remco.
So,
'84 Remco. I need some help.
So yeah, here we'll also kind of put them shoulder to shoulder. There we go. That'll help things. So there you go. And I feel like these guys not only are an excellent exclusive for the Calistoda Comic-Con, but they're also great promotional items for the National Haynes Convention. They, they're sporting their little tighty whities, although
especially the Comic-Con one. I mean, man, he's why don't you call him the sportsman or the spokesman for Fruit O' the Loom?
We could, if they wanted to do another exclusive, it wouldn't take much retooling to turn him into Peacemaker.
I was gonna say, with the headband and the face sculpt, I mean that's Cena and his tighty whities with some gold chain.
Yeah,
right
you
there.
know what?
You're still watching Cena. Look, we got to figure you.
We've got it. This is John Cena
and
as Peacemaker in Suicide Squad.
He'd totally be putting that outfit together and posting it to Instagram. He'd love it.
Yeah, you know what? He probably would. He's kind of awesome that way. So yeah, there we go. And wait, let's see. And John Cena says, wait here. John Cena says, I'm impressed with the likeness, but my ham candle is much more exceptional.
Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't know if he was, had to do something else and couldn't catch all the stream right now.
Well,
it's,
The problem is that you realize that all of these manufacturers are very concerned about how much plastic they put into their mold.
I mean...
And if they wanted to make it proportional to real life, I mean, they would have to lose an arm. That's where I'm going with that. I am owning that. Right here, folks, on Retrobot. This is what you get. Quality entertainment. So yeah, we have John Cena as Hercules and Peacemaker. So there we go. Let's go ahead, and I feel like we're getting. Okay. So now here is. So this one, I feel this might be my favorite. I don't know. I really like Wondar. I have to say I really like Wondar. But
I've been waiting for this one because Monica keeps putting up this one image we're going to show, and I'm tired of looking at it.
All right, so let's go ahead and just show this guy. So I've
been staring at this most of the night, and the worm tongue thing hanging out the side has just been bugging the heck out of me.
This is Rawhead Rex. It's based on the Clive Barker film, and you can see that Rawhead Rex is kind of beast-faced and kind of covered in blood, and I imagine that as the movie goes on, he experiences more blood.
For some reason, I feel like he's chewing on Wei Yun, but, it's just me.
Anything's possible. And so, whoops. By the way, if you like cool stuff and you want to visit our TeePublic site, there it is. Link in the description. So, all right, let's press this button and then press this button. Here we go. It's Rawhead Rex from Masters of the Universe Origins. This is the Belfast Toys R Us exclusive from 2022. So
wow, that's there hasn't been many cons in 2022 yet.
There hasn't been many Toys R Us in 2022 either. But Belfast.
Well, there's a whole bunch of them in Canada. I don't know how much there are in Belfast, obviously.
Okay. Well, Belfast has this is an exclusive to the Belfast Toys R Us. It's Rawhead Rex. I feel like they might have gone a little bit extreme with the red, but it's a great color scheme, and I have to say that this figure actually looks way cooler than that screenshot.
Yeah.
I mean,
can we get rid of that screenshot? I'm tired of looking at it.
So, yeah, let me just zoom in. There we go.
That's fine.
Wait, here. So wait here. Oh, put that back on. So
she can't. She got away.
There it is. So
that's okay. I mean
there's a press. Okay, so yeah, that's the movie guy. More red. He's got some red on him, and then this figure is badass.
He's fuzzy. Look at the fluffy hair.
He's got fluffy hair. Oh my gosh, it's fluffiness.
Is it realistic fur?
Sure. And yeah, I love the shoulder pads. I love the chain. I love what I'm sure is meant to represent black leather. I mean, this is a cool figure, and it is obviously retooled off in a large part off of Beastman, but I feel like there's some other guys in there as well. Oh, good. We've got. Wait here. Let's just kind of zoom in on this so that we can get. So if you have your Rawhead Rex figure, you want to take good care of the brushable hair. So you just need
my little Rawhead Rex. My little Rawhead Rex.
I love to brush your stringy hair. My little Rawhead Rex. My little Rawhead Rex. You're not as cool as John Cena in his underwear.
Took a turn where I didn't expect. I'm glad I incited it.
So yeah, so if you can get over to the Belfast Toys R Us, now I'm afraid that they won't send these out to you. You have to be in person.
Oh yeah, shipping from there is rough.
Oh yeah, the shipping, no trucks. They've got no trucks. Everything is delivered on bobsleds with dogs. That's yeah.
Belfast.
It's
bobsleds, dogs.
I don't know.
Do you know where Belfast is?
I have no idea.
Ireland.
No, it has to be. This is Belfast, Canada, because that's where the Toys R Us's are.
Oh, Belfast, Canada. Okay.
Yeah, obviously, because there's no Belfast in Ireland, or there's no Toys R Us in Ireland. I almost said there's no Canada in Ireland, which would be true. So
maybe
it's true.
There might be a little village in Canada, Ireland.
There is no Canada in Ireland. I'm standing by it, because I sure know my geology.
Right.
You see what I did there? Yeah. it's geography. Anyway. All right, so Rawhead Rex, he's awesome. I mean, like if I didn't already have this toy, I would want this toy, and now I've got him. So I think that we're getting close to the end here. We're getting really close to the end. Let's see. We've got one more. This is a sneak peek.
So fussy.
So this is a Final Faction sneak peek. So it's a little known fact that that most of you have who are familiar with this channel have seen have seen my live stream all about the Slingshot 3-wheeler. And what you probably didn't realize is that is Final Faction canon. It's true.
Well, it's got a couple right on the front.
Yeah, well, that's true. But different kind of because it just so happens that that there is a character that built. They have a character that built the Slingshot ATV. And that is this character right here. This is a sneak preview of the Final Faction fan favorite character of the year for 2023. And there he is. This is Scrapyard. And you can see that that he's a guy. He seems to have like a jacket thing. He's got what seems to be a toolbox. There's a little bit of ACRM arm going on there, and a variety of different tools that he seems to have at his disposal. And he looks like this is a super cool toy, quite possibly the coolest toy that I've seen in a long time. Let me take off the gas mask to show you. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that guy is like that is a good looking Final Faction character. In fact, wait a minute here. Let me,
it's so good looking your camera refuses to focus on it.
Wait here.
And
I need to clean that lens. Look at that. Wait here. Oh no, that's my monitor. Okay, so there we go. That is that is
sure a lot of forehead there.
There is a lot of forehead there. But I feel like let me turn down the exposure just a click.
Well, yeah, definitely that character looks like he's not that bright.
That guy looks super cool. The high forehead is obviously an indication that he's very smart and good at his work. This is Scrapyard. It's the Final Faction. Look, I've got a package. Look, I've got a card for him. So I've got, there he is, Final Faction Scrapyard, and you can see that he is not part of Alpha Team. He is part of Team Romeo Delta. So, which is Final Faction's R&D department. So, not one of the normal characters. This is a little bit of a deviation, and then right back here we've got some character information. And I'm going to try and read that description to you. So, Scrapyard is a born tinkerer from Pittsburgh. His tendency to... his tendency to... Damn, I can't read that.
Why don't you just turn it and read it to them?
Okay, let's see.
Nobody watching the stream wants to read. Read it to them.
His tendency to salvage used and broken items earned his name in the Final Faction R&D department. Little is known about what happened to his arm except that it involves an angle grinder, and Scrapyard refuses to talk about it. His weapon of choice... Scrapyard is useless in a fight, but he's a master at improvised building. His arm is repurposed from an old ACRM and has been refit with an array of customized tools. So that is the fan favorite exclusive for 2020. This is my OC. This is just my OC.
Really?
It's just my OC.
This is just my shocked and surprised face.
But look, I gave him look, he's got a grappling hook, he's got like a little drill here. Look, I gave him a little drill, and
you gave him more hair. He's got way more hair than you do.
I tried to get the forehead close.
You did.
And then look, he's got an angle grinder. Look, there's an angle grinder attachment right here. So it's important that he has like an angle grinder. He's got a little wrench that folds out, huh? Little wrench, and the tools fit into his toolbox. He's got a welder. Yeah, that's Scrapyard.
I think all those tools should say Chicago Electric on them.
Some will say Chicago Electric, some will say Pittsburgh. So, and let's see. Wait, message from my finger. Oh, okay. Yep. Mark Lungo says, if that's not an official figure, it should be. It's awesome. Thank you, Mark Lungo. I need the positive reinforcement every now and then. So thank you very much. I spent way too much time making that figure and drawing pictures of myself that have more hair and less belly. So, a toast to Mark Lungo. And with that, that's it. I hope that you have enjoyed our April Fool's exclusive live stream. I had a lot of fun with this. That's terrible. That's terrible. But so, we are a small channel trying to get bigger, so if it's not too much trouble, please click the thumbs up button, subscribe if you have not already subscribed, and click the notification bell so that you know when we're doing more of these live streams, which we typically do every Friday night at 8 o'clock Eastern United States time. However, we are not doing it next week. And fingers crossed we'll be back the week after. We're trying to build that studio. And so, that's... I took time off from work so that I could build this studio. Hopefully the next live stream will be done from the new studio.
And that
So-
live stream will be all about Godzilla.
And yes, the next live stream, whenever it happens, whether it's 2 weeks from now or 3 weeks from now, will be about Godzilla.
Oh, there goes Tokyo. Go Godzilla.
So, with that being said, a toast to joy. A toast to Rob. A toast to Tie Guy. A toast to Angry Vikings. A toast to Nathan, Connie, Cadence, and Lyric Affilian. A toast to Hope.
Say that you
toast.
love me.
Thank you for that. A toast and a happy birthday to Michael. Say that you love me, Michael. A toast to Setoyami. A toast to Tim Kangaroo. A toast to John Cena.
Tiny Whitey Man.
A toast to Colleen. A toast to Osaka Jack. A toast to John Bon Jovi. Because it's his life. Because he did the song, It's My Life. It's a John Bon Jovi reference. A toast to Grayscale. The nice thing about plastic cups is that we can really clink them, or more clack them. A toast to Jessica Cheery. And a toast to Mark Lungo. Thank you for being here, Don.
Yep.
It's always a pleasure.
Christy.
Oh, and of course, a toast to Christy. And of course, a toast to Honey. We love you, sweetie.
I don't love you, Retrobot.
A toast to Retrobot.
Got some emoji here for you, Retrobot.
Do not feed my robot ammonia.
I love it.
No, he will
It
not
will
allow
hurt.
it. Do not. Don't. Listen. This channel does not advocate the feeding of robots ammonia or any other harsh chemicals. Take care of your robot. Stop breaking stuff! Holy crap, what is wrong? You're like a crazy robot breaking psychopath.
Broken.
I'm gonna click this. This is Clay telling you to keep it retro. Whoa, bot. Wait here, retro. Whoa, bot. Stop breaking things. What
Too
were
long
you
broken.
Were you dropped on your head as a baby?
No, you were.
I was. It's a really sad story. I actually was dropped on my head as a baby.
Explains a lot.
It kind of does.